They told me to remove my porch swing because it didn't match community aesthetics. So I built one so perfect, they ended up putting it on the cover of their own neighborhood magazine. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. It started a few months after I moved into my new home. Quiet street, nice neighbors, a wraparound porch, exactly what I'd always dreamed of. So one Saturday, I built myself a simple wooden porch swing, nothing fancy. Just 2 chains, a solid frame, and a place to sip coffee in the mornings. A week later, I got my first HOA letter. Subject: Violation notice, unapproved porch fixture. According to them, my swing did not conform to neighborhood standards. The letter gave me 10 days to remove it or face a $200 fine. I thought it was a joke. My neighbor across the street had 6 flamingo decorations and a gnome army in her yard. But apparently my swing was distracting, so I called the HOA office. The president, a guy named Brad, picked up. You know the type: golf shirt, Bluetooth earpiece, and just a bit too much confidence. He said, "It's nothing personal. We just want uniformity." The swing doesn't fit the neighborhood image, I said. Brad, it's a porch swing, not a billboard. He smirked through the phone. Rules are rules. You can reapply for approval, but it probably won't pass. That's when I realized something. These people weren't about aesthetics. They were about control. So I did what any logical, slightly petty homeowner would do. I got out my HOA handbook. I spent an evening reading the fine print, and buried on page 27, I found a little gem. Freestanding garden fixtures under 7 feet tall are not considered structural attachments and do not require prior approval. Bingo! That weekend, I hired a local carpenter and told him I wanted a swing, but not just any swing. A freestanding cedar garden swing with ornate carvings, finished wood, and a bronze plaque that read, "In loving memory of peace and quiet." We built it right next to the porch, but it wasn't attached to anything. Technically, it was yard art, perfectly within HOA rules. When Brad saw it, he nearly tripped over his loafers. He came storming up my driveway yelling, "You think you're funny?" I said, "No, Brad, I think I'm compliant." He had no comeback. The HOA lawyer confirmed it, totally legal. They couldn't fine me, couldn't remove it, and couldn't even call it a violation. Over the next few weeks, neighbors started stopping by just to compliment the craftsmanship. Some even brought their kids to take pictures on it. It became kind of a neighborhood landmark. Then came the ultimate twist. A month later, the HOA mailed out their seasonal community magazine, and guess what was on the cover? My swing. A glossy photo with a caption. "A beautiful example of outdoor living in our neighborhood." Brad had no idea. I laughed so hard I nearly spilled my coffee all over the magazine. I framed that cover and hung it right above the swing, just as a reminder. So yeah, they banned my swing, and I built one so perfect they ended up celebrating it. That's what I call sitting pretty.